Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Welcome to Anam podcast.
Thank you for coming back.
Yes, welcome. Thank you for listening. Let's get started.
Let's go.
All right,
Take it
I will
away.
lead. Let's close our eyes. Bring our awareness into the now. Right here, right now. Breathing through the nose. Gently inhaling. And exhaling. Bringing your awareness to your now. Letting go of all thoughts of the outside and allowing source to flow. Allowing yourself to be open for the conversation that's about to happen. May it be full of joy, laughter, love, and wisdom. Let's begin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I am so good today.
Good. You had some clearing this morning, which was great. That always feels good.
I had a very nice moment of my teenage self having closure, and it was always something that I didn't think that I needed or wanted, but it was just, I'm so grateful. I am so thankful that that experience happened between the two of us, because we're completely different people.
So you had met an ex.
Yes, I had
this morning by happenstance.
Yes.
And all this old stuff come out for you, but you caught it.
Yeah.
You were aware of yourself in the situation.
Yeah. And I could feel my body going into shutdown mode. Heart beating really fast, fucking breath, the whole lot.
And the old you would have.
Oh, crumbled, because I seen him last Wednesday, and that's what happened. I crumbled and I panicked. And this week, it was so freeing. It was like I'm not giving my power away anymore.
Because that is what we do when we buckle under somebody's questions, or we buckle under seeing somebody we had a past experience with. When I say we buckle, means we get all emotional, we start feeling disempowered. We start feeling like all those old feelings, that's buckled. That's yeah.
Because my past self wanted to say, you fucking hurt me. You broke my heart, and I went nuts after that. And the me now is so thankful that that whole experience happened, because it allowed me to grow into the person I am today. So if by chance you're listening, thank you.
That's really what we give to the people that show us that. It's really our growth, but for them to present themselves in our life is saying, I'm now ready to clear that.
And also I got a Reiki session done of cutting the cords, and in my brain I just believed that after that happened it would be fine. Well, god damn it, that was not right. That belief, because...
So what happens then? Because you had cut the cords and then you saw him again.
Yeah, I saw him last Wednesday.
Yeah, and we actually had a little conversation about this last week, but when you saw him, you felt all that stuff. And I asked you, if you cut the cords, why are you feeling all that again? And why?
Because the cords weren't cut.
No.
I was still holding on to the idea of him.
And the cords weren't cut because it's your job. It's you that has to work through shit. Not somebody cutting cords for you. That doesn't... It might work for somebody, but what works is when you do the work.
But it worked in a way where the universe presented him to show me.
Yes. So he showed up to say, did you really cut those cords? Did you really change? Because it's you that has to change. You have to do that work. Yeah. So I thought that was beautiful. And then he presented himself again.
Yeah. And I was able to rewrite
a week later.
Yeah, I was able to rewrite the the situation.
Yeah.
So,
and you felt empowered by it. You felt wonderful by it.
Levitating.
Yeah.
No, truly.
That's what life is about. Yeah.
And like I could have easily allowed myself to shut off and go into per me, he broke my heart.
Your old
blah, blah,
pattern.
blah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it serves nobody because you're just still stuck in a pattern and you're still not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't feel right. But I have to say, another experience that happened last week, I done a TikTok video and went viral, right? And
wait, you making the candles?
No, the dandelion oil.
Oh.
And it's so hilarious because on the comments there was a lot of people like going crazy, like in terms of like, you're killing the bees, every dandelion you cut you're killing a bee, and then there's another person going at that person, and then it just in the comments, and I'm just like, oh my days, it's actually crazy, like the fact that people have so much input.
Opinion.
Yeah. And that's great, opinion's fantastic, but don't be intentionally out hurting. Do you know what I mean?
Opinion's okay because we all have one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But don't allow yourself to get drawn into the opinions of others.
I was literally just reading the comments. I couldn't sleep one night and I was like, it's actually mad that I feel like I'm in a movie theatre. Like I was sort of having my like popcorn.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely perfect.
So I find it, there's a few things I wanted to talk about today. So one was having a deeper realization. So I know through my own life experience and through learning and understanding, like every day I dedicate myself to learning and understanding, and somebody might look at my life and say, oh, she's doing nothing all day, but actually I'm working on myself all day. I'm watching my response to this world. I'm realizing that I am the embodiment of source energy projected out. I'm watching and I'm here, I'm listening, I'm feeding myself with books that continue to help me understand more. So I came to a deep understanding, and it felt like the puzzle piece that I was sort of missing, but like it's probably just momentarily that's my puzzle piece. I'm aware now that there's probably even more puzzle pieces. But anyway, at the moment last week, I felt like this was a puzzle piece I was missing, and because it really shifted a lot for me to understand it. And it is that when you look through your eyes, and you look through your eyes as awareness, not as a mask of Edie or a mask of Amy. These are masks we wear, and the masks has programs that stop us from being or seeing our true potential. And our true potential is that we're unlimited beings. And source, the God force energy that is in everything, is what's looking through your eyes. It's what's looking through your eyes. It's looking through your eyes. It's what is our connection. It's that source energy that looks through our eyes, minus the mask that we wear, right? So if you were just to look at this with no, oh, that's a clock, or that's a bird, or that's a grass. If you were just to look without naming, you would be more in the presence of your true self, which is the divine looking through your eyes. So that was one part of the awareness. The second part of the awareness was the imagination. The imagination is what creates your reality, because the imagination embodies your beliefs and your definitions of life. And it's your imagination. It's those times you're sitting there thinking, in your head, in your mind's eye, you're envisioning what is about to happen, or what can happen, or what will happen. What you're actually doing is you're setting up your life to look like that. Now, it may not look exactly like that, but the general energy, the feel that you've just put into your imaginings is what you're experiencing. So here's how I realize what I've been doing. So I know so in my current living situation, it's a temporary situation, and we are looking for our own place. And there is a story going on about, I don't currently have a job, a job, because I believe in what I'm learning. I don't believe we're here to be born, go to school, get a job, retire, and die. I don't think that's what life is about. I think we're missing the point. And it shows to me because people aren't happy. People are miserable. Some people take their own lives. Some people, and so that says to me that what we're doing isn't what we're here for. It isn't why we're here. And me studying and me understanding myself deeper and me knowing myself and my reactions to this world and how I'm seeing it and how it's reflecting, I see the change in me. I see the change around me and I feel the change. So I know I'm on something. I know that whatever I'm doing, I'm on a track of more understanding, more joy, more peace, more harmony, because I've actually never felt as joy-filled, as fantastic, as amazing as I am now. And I believe it's because of all the time I've put into who am I? What is this for? And listening to books that inspire me. And I don't read anymore in the book, but I get the audiobooks. But I realized the importance of imagination last week, because what I had done, I don't do this anymore because now I understand, was I was envisioning people in my life talking about me, about why isn't she working? Why doesn't she have a job? And I was putting time into that vision, feeling the shittiness of it, and thinking to myself, should I just do it to make them happy? Because I'm happy. I'm actually more joy-filled than I have ever been. Do I sacrifice that so that other people around me are happy? But they're still not going to be happy. That's the other side to this. You will never make people happy. They will always find something else to not be happy about until they do their own work, because you're a reflection to them. So I realized I had spent time and energy in envisioning other people talking about me. And understanding now how important my imagination is, because that is my beliefs and my definitions. Those are my true beliefs and definitions that I put energy into. I no longer see myself, other people talking about me like that anymore. Instead, I have made in my mind my vision of them congratulating us on our new house, them congratulating us having a celebratory dinner of the abundance that now flows to us. That's where I'm spinning my visions instead of what isn't serving me. So that was a big realization.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And you actually had something similar. So here's the question I have for you. Last week when we had met, you had said something about, you had met somebody who was questioning you about, because you also don't have a job. So somebody had asked you about that. And you were mentioning, so tell me about the happy part. Tell me, and their response.
Okay, so I was in a meeting and he just said, what, you're a bit lost, aren't you? I says, yeah. And then he says, what do you want to do? And I said, look, I want to go down the holistic business, blah, blah, blah. And he says, holistic business isn't going to make you money, right? Oh, sorry. And he said, I said, oh, I've got a course in September. And I said,
horticultural.
I'm choosing this course because it gardening makes me happy, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, well, happiness isn't going to pay the bills.
Yeah. And I think that is a typical response in this world. And so now as I'm seeing things differently, there's the whole belief in you're here to go to school, you're here to go to work, then you retire, then you prepare yourself to die.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny. I'm sorry, it's not funny. But really, people, when you think about it, is that really why you're here? Like, we are programmed to think that way, but it's not why we're here. We're here for the joy. We're here for the expansion. We're here to understand. We're here to explore. We're here to live in the now. We're here to be and expanding ourselves all the time. We're here to push our beliefs. We're here to feel who we are. We're here for so much more than just go to school, get a job, retire, and die. Like, it's so sad. Hello. So I don't know where I was going with that, but the two beliefs. So that is a typical belief. And the other side of this is, and I'm not the only one that believes in this, believe me. I have books I listen to. And the thing about it is, the people I'm listening to are highly successful people. They have transcended this belief in school, work, retire, death. So I'm not listening to just nobody. I'm listening to people who actually have walked this path and have transcended where most people are asleep. And that's really how I see that belief. You're asleep, and you're okay being asleep. You can stay asleep if you want. But I don't see the joy in being asleep. I don't see the expansion in being asleep. So I chose to wake up, and that's what I see this as.
It's just a different way of being. Like you said, doing what I'm doing, like making the candles or holding space. I'm technically we're all holding space, but just organising it. That's bringing joy, that's bringing happiness, do you know what I mean? And like last night, I had a dream that my workshop that I'm holding tomorrow night was fully sold out. Like, but the people kept coming and knocking on the door, like, and I just kept bringing people in, but it was like overcrowded. And I just remember in the dream, like, we're all trying to push back mats in a circle, and like it was crazy. In the dream, I was like, so overwhelming, like, and I woke up this morning and I have one space left, and it was like, my subconscious was telling me, hey, you're about to wake up to this in the morning. Well, I don't know, I didn't fully sink into it. It was just a feeling that I kept.
Your vision is your God power. Your vision, the way people have, and the way I've used my vision in the past, is envisioning worst case scenario. And we think that protects us. I'm gonna expect the worst and hope for the best, is our sayings. It's crazy how we have these sayings that don't help us. And what you're actually doing is you're putting the potential of the worst case scenario to happen easier. Like, why don't you expect the best? And I'm not saying you're gonna get it, because there's a lot of shit that's going on in your head that you're probably unaware of, which makes it less clear. But spend time in seeing the best in other people. Spend time envisioning the best case scenario.
That can unfold, but like, for example, my experience that when I was sitting my driving test for the second time, I was convinced that I already passed. Like, no, I mean, like, fully convinced.
Did you envision it though?
No, I didn't.
So that's the difference that I'm talking about. And I agree with it. I have done it this way as well. Like, thinking, but you have to see it.
Yeah. No, like, fully convinced. And then I was like, what the fuck? Like, I expected it to happen, and then it didn't happen.
Because
so, like,
you didn't see it.
Yeah. And then for the third time, I was online looking at bands. I was putting in spots in Ireland, and I'm going to go travel in my van. What happened?
You had visions then.
I passed.
Because you actually spent time thinking about driving. And the vision is so important. Yeah. And like how you help others is by envisioning good things for them. Like I actually envision you as having very successful circles and very successful business, and like everybody I have in my life I see in a high positive way, because that's how I can serve them. That's how I can help them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so that's how you do. That's what we're here for. We're not here. I just feel like we've gotten so far off the track, you know? And I think that's the time that we're living in too, is it's now time to get back on track. It's now time to get on track, maybe not back on track, but on track. And start seeing life as you want it to be, not worst case scenario. So I'm preparing myself.
It's not even, I remember years ago when I used to always say, once I light this smoke, the bus is going to come. So I wasn't able to enjoy my smoke. And and the bus would come all the time, because literally,
well, it's somewhere you had envisioned it, because it's not just about what you're thinking, it's the envisioning that's the power behind it all. So I've been playing around with this since my awareness, fully aware. So I find that information comes to you like, so as somebody that was still understanding when I lived in Vegas, not fully understanding, but trying to understand. I used to listen to Neville Goddard, an author, and I could hear his stuff and understand it, I thought. But then I now can hear his stuff and hear it in a whole different way. And I find that's true about information. So wherever you're at, you'll hear me say something, but you're going to interpret it wherever you're at in your own development. So you might not really understand what I'm saying or the level that I'm saying it at until and unless you work on yourself to understand yourself a little more. Then you'll understand what I've said a little, like the envisioning thing. Like I heard that 10, 20 years ago, but I didn't get it until last week. So that's part of the evolving soul. You just keep trying to be a better version of yourself and keep learning.
I think that's what the intention is for this podcast as well, like to plant seeds.
That's exactly why I wanted to do it. Yeah. But I also wanted to do it because I wanted to show that I don't know everything. I'm learning as I go, and I wanted something to represent that. And everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is individual. And that's when you start really learning, is when you turn it inwards and you stop looking outward at the, what does that person say? Or how can you help me? How can you help me? When we stop looking for somebody to save us, and we look in ourselves, that's when real change starts happening. Because nobody can save you, nobody can change you, only you.
And I think the only way we can change is choosing happiness.
Choosing what makes and brings you happy. And that's really, and that's what we're doing. We're representing, even though around us we have people at us who aren't understanding that, and that's okay. It's just, I feel the most growth. So I want to go back to the happiness doesn't pay the bills, because I do believe when you are in alignment with your higher self, which I believe is you're happy, you are supported, you are given financial abundance, you are given all that you expect, right? As long as you don't envision opposite. And I feel like that's what I've been doing. I didn't realize it until last week, that I was spending time envisioning having. So it's about learning and keep going.
That's what prime example of this morning, like when I seen him, I expected for my heart to drop and to sink, like, because I was like, I dread seeing him, do you know what I mean? And then I was like, hold on a minute, feels rotten. It feels like I'm about to drop right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, we're switching that up.
And you realize you were giving your power away. And that's what we're doing, is giving our power away. When we listen to somebody else because they know better, I'm sorry, nobody knows better for you than you, because you're the one in your body. You're the one walking this life. Everybody has their individual journey. Every single one of us.
And we choose to shift our perspective as well.
Yeah.
Like, I could easily sit and say, oh, he told me this, so now I have to go out and get a job or whatever. Or I could be like, okay, switch it to, he's trying to help me.
Yeah. And that's his belief. That's how he works.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's it. You know, the other awareness I had over last week was the reason why war exists is because we war against each other through our thoughts, through our envisions. We talk negative about others. We're essentially a mini war within us. Of course, war has to exist because we're warring in ourselves against other people. And the other person is the divine being just as much as you are. They're just wearing a mask that says they're whoever they are. And that mask carries our definitions and our beliefs. So if something exists out here that you don't like, it's not bringing you joy, change it in here. That's the only way you can change the outside, because this is a mirror of the inside.
It only simply means you're at war with yourself, though. Like,
yeah,
I know what was said last week of how my actions, they didn't approve of my actions, so how they expressed their anger towards me was envisioning them hurting me. And that's because that's how they feel with themselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's a reflection of yourself. Yeah, because that's what you would do to yourself. Yeah,
absolutely. Gee, I was having loads of fun.
Right.
Just unaware.
But that's just it. It's being aware of that internal dialogue. If you have a violent thought, it's because you're violent against yourself. It's because you're violent it's crazy when you really get it, how intertwined you and your beliefs and your definitions are with what you're experiencing and what it's just all around you. It's all showing you what you're believing. Everything around you is showing you what you're believing.
I think when you're internally happy, though, you don't allow the opinions of others to, like, dishearten you or
no, and
get you down.
That is a huge area for me in growth, and it has been actually for many years now, because I first had to deal with my family and them not understanding me, but that was my own belief. And now we're the situation we're in, and it's because I spent too much time envisioning the negative. I've realized that since last week. That's my power. Spend time envisioning the positive. Spend time envisioning best case scenario. Spend time seeing that. Believe in that. Because this external is a reflection of what you have in here. That's how we create this.
So, like, for example, let's just put it in for the people that are watching. I can say, I'm going to sell loads of candles.
Yes.
Right?
First off, why are you going to sell loads of candles?
Because they're bloody delicious to smell.
Okay.
No, I'm going to sell loads of candles, right?
Because you get joy in making them, do you?
Yeah, I do get joy
Okay.
in making them. Right?
Don't do stuff you don't get joy. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to sell loads of candles. But I have to... The work that I'm putting in is being happy making the candles.
Yes.
I just wanted to give an example for the people listening too. So I'm going to sell those candles.
Okay, wait. I'm missing. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So, as long as it brings you joy, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
genuine joy, not joy, surface shit joy.
Yeah.
Because there is a difference. There is a difference. It looks like you're having fun, but are you really having fun? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I boring you?
No, it's a feeling. The joy, not the tiredness. No, yeah, the joy is that feeling, is that
lightness. It's light.
Yeah.
It's
levitating.
It's expansive. It's so here's a good indicator you're not living in your joy. You have health issues. A health issue is you long-term not living in your joy. As soon as you start living in your joy, your health issues go away because they're there because you're not living in your joy. They're there, and I mean genuine joy, not surface joy. What's the difference? Help.
Feeling.
What's the surface joy? I think
surface joy.
I understand the deeper joy of lightness and comfort. Surface joy would be, oh, I really enjoy a sweet treat. I guess that would be a surface joy.
Yeah, but sometimes if I eat coffee slice, I'm like, oh.
Okay, because you get the deep joy.
Okay.
But like generally, I think people will get like a joy with a cup of coffee or joy with a Bicky or a joy. You know, those are kind of surface joys. They can be deeper joys. But in general, those who live asleep, who believe in go to school, work, retire, and die, I believe they're only experiencing their surface joys. And they're not going deep with it. There's so much more to life. So much more.
God, I'm trying to think what my surface joy is.
But because I think you're not able to connect as easy because you're not on the surface as much as you used to be. In the past, your surface joy would be getting high.
Yeah.
That's a surface joy.
Yeah.
Because it's temporary, there's a repercussion from it. It's surface.
Yeah.
A real joy comes from it's this light. There's nothing to stop you. It's just expansive. Do you have any other words for it? It's just
elevating. That's my
elevating. Yes, flying. It's
no limitations.
Yes, genuine. It's genuine, and you feel that it's genuine. It's like, it doesn't get any better than this.
Orgasmic, some might say.
Yes, but it can be. Yes, 100% orgasmic.
I have to. I don't know if I spoke about this, but I actually wanted to speak about this.
Good.
So, love languages. Right? There's 5, they say. Acts of service, physical touch, quality time, gift given, and whatever the other one is, right? And last night I was just sitting in the bath, and quality time and physical touch, they're my 2, right? For this version of me. And I was just lying in the bath. I didn't feel the need to have music on, Netflix on, my phone. I was just sitting there having quality time with myself. And it was that feeling of pure love. Yeah. That pure, I fucking love my body. Yeah. And I love that I can feel. I love that I can feel the hotness of this water, the salts evaporating. And then I got out of the bath and I gave myself a massage for my physical touch. And I was feeling everything. I was just massaging the oil into my skin, and it was like, I am so proud to exist right now. Yeah. And it was that love that I was seeking externally. Yes. All my life. You have it in you. All my life. Yes. Giving that back to myself last night was very good. It was honestly like, and that's why I was like, we're going to talk about that on the podcast. Because we're seeking, like, I'd love a cuddle, but it's external. I can wrap my arms around myself. I can rub myself, you know, and you don't need it from somebody else. Not when you know that that's what you are. Yeah, so that you are love. You are bliss. You are all these things. That's you. That is you. And you deserve them as well. Yeah. Like
it takes time to get there.
Absolutely.
Understanding that, you know, we all start in what's wrong with me. All my issues. Last, I think it was the last episode, the episode after that, or before that, there was a little short that had been clipped about, you're perfect as you are. And somebody commented, but of course we aren't, you know, and I didn't reply because that's where they're coming from at this moment. But you actually are perfect as you are. You actually are perfect as you are. You weren't made in a mistake. You weren't made, I don't know, there's a saying, you know, talk about our sins like we're sinful beings, and I don't believe in that sort of rhetoric, but because I believe that God never makes mistakes. We were perfect. So I think that's been our
episode.
I know that went fast.
Super fast.
So we will say goodbye for now.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you next week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.